sponge to deliver the action.
G2 complexity. Thank you so much, guys, at the desk setting the scene. Yanko talking about G2 it's a special kind of analysis. I love it.
It's always with a little bit of tenacity. He loves them.
You know,
he wants them to do well, so he's harsh about that love. We got the 1x bet odds at the top of your screen here. G2 are the favorites, only just. And it looks like we're heading over towards the B bomb site.
Well, look how many CTs are on A ramp. Surely the rotate's on its way. Yeah, looks like Config and Blame, upon absence of initial contact, will start to float through mid. JKS, he's always here, Chad. I can say that. I've cast a few Vertigos. He's always here. Is there a Molotov in play?
Looks like it's going to land at his feet here. We'll have to fight.
Okay, they know he's there, and they knock him down. Straight in, AmaNEk. Jax is forging quite a lot of space out of this. He's cleared the corners. He knows they've got the site. Config peppered a little. And that bomb does go down, looking great for G2 here in the post plant. Ooh, Config gets some info, draws the fire. 6 bullets left in that Glock, and he's maybe going to bait on the reload. Oh, nice elevated angle. Here we are, 4v4. Config, a second for him on the USP.
Oh, they're going to make their way in now and jumping around the outside. Hunter takes down 1. Still 3 to deal with.
Yeah, nice find. 2 already for Hunter. Blame in response. Bomb is ticking, about half gone. No kit right now. It's just going to be a brawl. It's a biff. Nice find, poizon.
Need to get on it. Need to get on it now.
Yeah, he's playing time really nice. They're hunting. We're making a decision. Indecision. The mother of all duck-ups. And there it is. poizon locks it down. Time is G2's best friend.
Yeah, that was the problem. They were just too indecisive about getting on that defuse right there. So if they didn't get on it immediately, sure, that meant there was going to be a 1v1 fight and somebody having to stick it, basically completely negating them from that round, but they still lose it anyway. So G2 kicking things off in style, and JKS is going to be feeling very hard done by. You're right. The fact that he plays that position all the time, they isolated him just with a Molotov. And this is crazy work from Config, right? Dicing with death. The second one was beautiful. It just wasn't enough.
But at this stage, this is the indecision, right? They know he's stairs.
Someone has to be defusing.
Someone has to be the voice that says, you take bomb, I hold.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
So
Here we go. Oh, force buy. Straight in. Got a little scout on poizon, and they're charging up ramp very quick, Chad.
Big nade.
Nade right on the nose of Jax. 2 on short to contest. JKS is already starting to vacate B. I think he's aware that this is a bit of an all-in maneuver.
Yeah, Config's here too. Everybody from Complexity over towards this A site, and more grenades getting chunked on down. Jax is put down to 29 HP.
Chaos at the moment. There's so much time on the round, but they're fully committed to this ramp fight. Now flashes. Config again ratting the smoke. He found great success on the pistol in a similar maneuver. The Deagle this time falls flat. NiKo catches him as he emerges. More for Hunter. Elevated angle. poizon gets the info. Scout's not the best weapon for the job, and they're not really rotating. G2 are just happy to stand and fight. Jules will come to them.
Yeah, same for Complexity. JK's checking the flank here, so a little bit puzzled that there hasn't been any action anywhere else on the map, and now with sub 1 minute on the clock. Oh, Jax just slimily finds Blame. This one's looking good for the conversion now.
JKS sees his backpack. Dora the Explorer, eat your heart out. Could be another, actually. Looks like some good damage on that Deagle. JKS is chipping away. Maybe that scout can do some damage now. 2 within that one-shot radius. Of course, the only bullet he lands is on the healthiest member. Hunter will take the frag, maintains the AK, and G2 convert.
Yeah, that's one of the simplest approaches, right? And the fact that they were so dominant there, G2, on getting that sandbag control and holding onto ramp, it meant that they could hold all of those fights coming in their direction.
And it's a perfect example of what AmaNEk was talking about. G2 don't overcomplicate it if they don't have to. I mean, that was the anti-eco. I mean, the anti-force. You just go ramp and fight.
Yeah, and you saw those smokes on the site. A lot of teams would be like pushing in, trying to get the bomb down, take that site control. G2 didn't want to have anything to do with it, right? Because it's so difficult. The CT set up behind the smoke, they can spam a couple bullets through, do a bit of damage. Maybe they have stack nades. This way they just avoided all that. They said, yeah, we've got lots of time on the clock. We'll wait it out. And we'll get things back underway very shortly here. Do have a bit of a timeout. Now, just to recap some of the things that we have seen with Complexity personally in the past on this map, on this CT side, that boost. Now, there's a boost over towards the A ramp that we've seen them pull out, which is on the crane. Rush is traditionally the bottom. You get Blame on the head.
I didn't say anything.
At the bottom of the totem stack, all right? Yeah. And then poizon's baiting over towards that sandbag position. They even cheat Config over to be that 4th man if they'd like, and JKS has to anchor B and deal with mid. That's one way that they've been able to deal with these A pushes from G2. We'll see if those type of moves come out early. Smelling his beverage, is he happy with it?
Oh, dude, have you ever accidentally like left a protein shake shaker and you've just and you've like left it in your car, or it's just, you pull it out of a backpack and you just, it's death. Death is contained within that container. I recommend anyone that's got one, you've been planning to, you know, clean it, just throw it away. Buy a new one. I know maybe let's not kind of destroy the environment, but honestly, I've never smelled something quite like.
That smell destroys the environment, right?
Oh,
It's horrid.
The environment of my nostrils, for sure. 2-0, quick timeout. It looks like we're going to be taking a technical. I don't think either team has called this one, but you can see the map pool over in the top right. If you've just tuned in, you're right on time as we get to see and kick off our IEM Cologne main stage event. First day of play already, though, dude. I was watching the Counter-Strike. It seems like something's in the water today. How many aces was it?
It was 6 at last count, so I'm not sure if we've had any more. But I think we had Device with one on Overpass. Grim had one as well. He was having a beastly performance there on that first map in that series. Rops had one that was followed by BMAS's ace, or the other way around. BMAS, and then it was followed by Rops. Axiles had one. Hobbits had one. The list goes on, so...
Our Devices was very stylish as well. Over on Overpass, very cool lockdown of Overpass AWPing. So, you know, finally it backs it up. We've been saying Device AWPing rotates on CT. Yeah. Finally, we've got some LAN evidence in front of our very faces. But that's, of course, going on elsewhere. Now we've got ourselves G2, 2-0 up, and we're running straight into the third. It does look like we're going to be seeing the standard short smoke. You can see he's got it cocked and ready.
Just some upgraded pistols coming out here for Complexity. Not a whole lot to write home about. JKS has a nade, a couple of P250s, Deagle, all that jazz. And back towards A they go, so simple approach again. Blame's already hit the deck.
There shouldn't be much more written into this one. A single nade. If anything, they'll just try and get AmaNEk and Hunter to farm as much cash, especially potentially seeing that T-AWP a little later into the piece from AmaNEk. Rush has done well to put the AK on the ground. Oh, whoa, more than just the AK. He's actually taking down AmaNEk as well. Makes it costly. Any more players go down now from G2, they won't be able to maintain all of those rifles. So Hunter, his life has got value. Good find, 600 bucks in the pocket. Might want to go scavenge away as Config is just the last heart beating in the Complexity jersey here, round 3. Someone needs to get it. Run, Forest, run. Does it look like they've got 2 rifles, a Galil and the AK maintained.
Okay, well now we get into the business end of the rounds now. That MAC-10 being carried across, not the end of the world, right? Because you can see the purchases left-hand side of your screen right now. We have 3 sets of Kevlar. Poizon not going to have too many troubles buying head armor there. He's opted for that over getting extra utility. But he does have the big green out. So 3 players very susceptible to the MAC-10. Let's see if Hunter continues his traditional plays over towards A, or if they want to swarm this B bomb site. 3 players heavily over towards the B site early.
Yeah, Nex is calling a very kind of matter-of-fact game. It's a letter. This time B. They've got 3 CTs floating around here as well. I guess no resistance on that early ramp smoke, so justifiable. What's AmaNEk cooking? Is that a one-way that he can throw safely? Rush, take notes.
Yeah, looking good. I think we've got Jakey with us now. Rush has had another quick day at the office. And that one missed, so...
don't take... you know what? Scrap that.
The idea was good. The execution, not quite how they wanted it.
It would also like give you some info. If they start like tapping at the one-way, you know they're playing passive. No one's holding info early stairs, so... Intentions were there, but they did float towards B with nothing really to report.
Well, Config's pushing in here. How far is he going to push past this line? Jax is waiting.
Dink exchange. Config much better off than Jax. Undeterred, he sticks around. Okay, NiKo preparing to apply some pressure. Hunter, he's always good for a frag on the short.
Well, they're clearing out top A right now. 3 players here pushing. Config, Blame, Rush, leading the charge, wanting to make sure it isn't this A bomb site, but the problem is, look where Hunter is just hiding. Might be able to get past them.
He's hearing some sound cues as well. Oh, Blame may check it, he didn't. And this is AmaNEk with his knife out. This could be a big punish. Hunter gets the info in time. Big find, and that opens up the window for G2. Hunter, massive impact on just the MAC-10 against a fully bought up Complexity.
They're expecting the B execute. That early lean early with Poizon and JKS, and now Hunter's going to push forward. He's grabbed another. Config, he's dead. And it has to be the save. JKS and Poizon, they're so far removed from this, and they're locked on in. They're trying to push on out. NiKo takes him down, and it's the Cousins getting it all done here on the first gun round of play.
There was an absence of helmets, right? I think that MAC-10 looked way too quick at times. I don't know if it Blame and his second victim were both vulnerable in that respect. JKS is floating around this AWP. There's a real chance for him to retrieve it if NiKo is caught. But saying that, even Hunter's here to guard the AWP. I think this is the end of JKS.
Oof, this is a rough start from Complexity, right? You just heard the desk talking about it. Both teams have a lot to prove here. I think the shakiness coming out of the play-ins for Complexity and G2, well, they've been looking better and better, but I think if you actually look at the details of their results, some of the games have been very scrappy. It's not the clean Counter-Strike you'd necessarily be expecting from a title contender. And this was it. Hunter just magnificent on the timing, right? The footsteps of running away, they didn't clear everything. They thought it was clear. If you don't push on down, you don't clear that scaffolding position, well, Hunter's going to punish you, and we saw exactly that.
I don't think I'd be exaggerating if I said the round would be a very different kettle of fish had Blame just rounded that corner. There was two G2 players, assuming it was clear. So Hunter really does bail them out. So more impact. He's 9-1 right now. You know, we were talking about Hunter in the green room, talking to AmaNEk and his conversation about, you know, how much LAN experience have we actually seen out of Hunter. His argument was that the player that he became during 2020 has not been proven. You know, we've seen that his rise to power over this 2020 time with G2, and now it's a question of just showing and demonstrating that he's capable of doing so at the highest level of competition. My expectations aren't too high for this one. Kevlar vests, partial buy, Desert Eagles, and I will admit 3 smokes could be a problem. G2 aren't particularly victims of the clock all too often.
Yeah, I think here we shouldn't see too many worries. Once again, a heavy A-lean out of complexity here. This flash in the hands of poizon, ready to be released when the sound cue comes in. Molly towards the sandbag, and that appears to be the cue. They're going to be pushing forward, and NiKo's going to hear these sound cues. So all the information for G2 here, and no dramas whatsoever. I want to see how this continues. Because if next round G2 go for a B execute onto JKS, who got on our screen right here, they're clearly outplaying complexity and their reads early. Great nade, gonna land on the feet of Jax, down to 68. That's it, no more damage for him. Deagle bullet into AmaNEk, into the B site they go. Bomb should go down. They need to get this down. Conflict's pushing forward. This could get dangerous now. The bomb, it's in no man's land.
Yeah, they need to retrieve it. The rotate's coming in. It's going to be poizon and blame. They are there in time. And this, looks like they've hit pause. Now is not the time to be hitting pause. Just about, oh no! Bomb loose. Problems now. Someone has to punch in the digits. It's Hunter that steps up to the plate. He's not only fragged, I think he's got just enough time to get it down. Oh, that was close. Far too close. It could get worse. Hunter saves the day, not only with the frags, but the plant as well. G2, little sketchy, but still 5-0.
Yeah, just as we said, time shouldn't be a problem there. It comes down to the final few seconds in that one. This is looking great for G2. A 5-0 start, and they haven't been playing in this environment, right? They were obviously in that main group situation, whereas the rest had to play with the play-ins. Gun's going to come back out here, and we'll get this one underway. Complexity need to step up. They need to start getting some rounds on the board. Hunter up to his usual antics here. He does this on his lonesome. He doesn't have any help whatsoever, just working on up, being a presence over towards A, and that's keeping 3 players busy right now. Make that 4. Config's over here as well. They've found a huge gap.
Yeah, and JKS is going to address it. They'll be so late to confirm this. This is all because of Hunter's smoke and mirrors, by the way. He's long gone. They're going through mid. JKS is going to be making a lot of noise now. Drops his own incendiary to deter.
Open.
Yeah, it's wide open for business, and they're doing it mid to B. Keeping it simple, and it's complexity that feel a little stupid. The site's wide open, 5 versus 5.
They might have to save here.
I don't know if they're going to be allowed to. There is a bit of a couple of extra prongs to this defense. They're certainly considering it. Util should lock them back. Flashes suppress. The T's are running out. There's one more smoke on Hunter. NiKo may be able to get the frag, and then his smoke to bail him out.
They're already halfway ticked. They're not getting gifted any kills at all. Are they going to go?
Yeah, I see flashes. I see incendiaries. They're going to throw at least some in. The bullets from Jax have connected. Config gone. Poizon at least claws something back. There's not enough time.
Save call.
Get out of there. I think they just wanted to keep him suppressed, but not finding the initial engagements they were hoping for.
Felt like it should have been that out the gate, right? Because the avenue to get back in, they had to worry about the mid lurkers, they had to worry about all of that, and they were locked out. And for JKS to drop out of the site, it makes sense because he was left on his lonesome, right? If he stays in B, he dies, and then they're probably saving anyway. So giving yourself the 5v5, fair enough, but Complexity are they're being called around here. Like G2, they've got their number. They're booking them at this point. Because the first gun round we played, they thought it was going to be a B execute. That's why poizon's over towards B with JKS to deal with that standard B set piece that G2 have. This time round, they're ready for the A play again. Config's cheating on over, creates a massive gap in middle, and the perfect punish once more. This is looking great, and of course, a timeout necessary here. Complexity's first key to the coach, standing behind them, chiming on in. Conversations need to be had because, sure, the guns are saved, config can be dropped, but oof, it's not a great start whatsoever. Have a look at the scores. It's not like we got 4 players on 3 kills. JKS with 1. Look, when it's
It's easy to point fingers at the 0 on the scoreboard. How much, though, do we have to start attributing, especially if this continues, to the fact that this is our first look at LAN G2?
Yeah, well, what I'm really seeing here is the fact that the calls that are being made from G2 are perfect. The reads that are being made from Complexity are way off.
Okay.
Right, because they're expecting something else. So they're not even in standard positions. They've gambled with their stacks, and that's put them out of position to even contest these rounds. That's the bigger problem right here. Their push, it didn't work. They didn't clear their corners, and their stack towards A just then, it was the complete wrong bomb site, leaving a massive gap. Let's see if we get this one back underway. Is Config going to be dropped?
What's happened there? Yeah.
Who's going to be giving him a gun? Because he did die, so should be something. Yeah, the HUD is a little bit iffy right now, so it looks like a player has dropped from the server. That's
that would
probably
explain
causing the confusion.
Jack's back on G2 as well.
Saw NiKo's name on the left. I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Hang on a second.
It's weird, right, that this team with AmaNEk instead of Kenny Orping is seeming more successful than the one with Kenny S. And that prolific name.
And I do personally think that speaks more to AmaNEk's prowess and his contributions. I think it's really interesting that he is at the tip of some, adversaries, other professional players. Hampus is the one I was alluding to, who get, has him as the tip of the tongue of most underrated player in the scene. I do look forward to seeing his contributions on the AWP. We'll see a lot more of it on the second half of play. But yeah, they do seem very rigid. It seems like everyone's on the same page. I love this whole, unified cousins. Hunter and NiKo have been sitting next to each other playing Counter-Strike in LAN halls since they were little kids. And now they're doing it here in $1 million tournament. ESL, let me try again. IEM Cologne.
We'll let you off the hook for that one.
It's the first time I've messed that up.
It's quite a big change.
Yeah, just got to get my brain in order.
Okay, I think we're good now. So everybody appears to be back on in the server.
And Config's money wasn't as confusing as it looked.
Still needs to get dropped gun here.
JKS can do it, but he'll have to take no names.
All right, he's just gone with the Deagle, so they're going to be able to buy next round anyway. That makes sense as well. They haven't dropped, they haven't gone the all-in. They're giving themselves 2 chances, and Config's the only one who's hamstrung here. So back over towards A we go. Nexa leading the charge, and, wow, Hunter's already been taken out of the equation here. Poizon strikes, Nexa's dead.
Okay, 3 remaining for G2. They just fall out of the gate, and there's more from Jax. If he walks into that, he's going to be contending with a poison AWP. I don't fancy his chances. So much time on this round, but Jax is definitely posturing for a duel. There's 4 CTs to fight. A flash could catch him. They want to slow this round down. A boost from blame. This is a must-win for Complexity. There is absolutely no excuses. Also a shattered mental if this one falls apart. NiKo could be vulnerable as soon as he drops that pin. Blame.
We might see the barrel over the top here. Needs to be careful, Blame.
Left side of sight.
Oh, surely he sees something.
Could be smoked off. Still nothing. They're very happy in their blind spot right now. Oh no, Blame spotted. Destroyed and rushes burnt to a crisp as well. NiKo has just equalized just like that. Poison nullified. They're heading into the site. Complexity cannot take a round loss like this. 2 opening frags. And now a shot going awry. Poison's missed it. Config's Deagle's the perfect weapon for the job. He doesn't need a rifle to find the impact, it seems. Only AmaNEk now. 25 and counting. It's going to be Config to finish it. And so, a sigh of relief, I believe, for the Complexity roster.
Yeah, that almost got out of control. I think one of the teammates for NiKo there must have called it because he was lining up nades. He definitely, on our screen, saw something and didn't react immediately. And then you heard a bit more chitter-chat, and they came on out. They pick up 2 and almost make a round out of it. That would have been fantastic from G2. This is how it kicked off. Blame gets one blind up through the smoke, and Poison's able to convert an easy AWP shot, but this is Config. Look, if he goes beast mode, that's the next level Config you want to see. The one pushing through smokes, the one taking fights, but they're keeping them honest here, and back towards A they go again.
Yeah, he wants to do it again as well. And again, CTs draw blood first. Not going to be quite the same as the round prior. Nexa shutting down Rush's maneuver before he can get any more. Well, like they're pulling the ripcord.
Yeah, they've been able to dispel them early, so this is sending them back. Checking out this B side of the map now. AmaNEk going to be joined by Nexa. And JKS is playing passive. His position is going to be checking out mid and more passive on the B side as his defenders over towards A claw back some info. But last time this happened, they didn't clear their corners.
Config's called it clear. Blame immediately springs to life towards the B side. He wants to try and rotate to support Mr. Savage. Oh, that looks promising. Very promising nade. Yeah, good damage as well. Flashed off. We'll have to tuck into his favorite hole. They may not this time opt for the Molotov, and he has struck. AmaNEk down. 3 still kicking. Molly will force JKS into the line, and good response. Yeah, on the cross. That spray looks so good. Look at the damage. There is a ring in. Their arms are bleeding, but NiKo still hits the shots, and G2 convert. Oh, they were so close. But again, Complexity sent straight back to economic disarray.
Oh, dearie me. 7-1 the scoreline now. Things are starting to seem a little bit bleak out here for Complexity. Take a look at the money situation as another timeout will be called. I do believe this...
I thought it was their second.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe we
All right.
merge the tech with the timeout.
Yeah.
Or the tack, as it were. But they do have enough money to buy.
Oh, I mean, if you're ever looking for a round timeline that just bodes terribly, far right side of your screen is exactly that. Complexity sent back down to this. And what is that in Hunter's hands? He's got pennies to spare.
That's curious, right? 9.7 left over, and he's bought a UMP. This is telling of something potentially much more aggressive. Is he just going to go pedal to the metal, go fast up A like he has been?
He likes his short lurks with an SMG.
Yeah, they might go for something either just fast out mid. It looks like with an SMG in play, it doesn't make a lot of sense for him to go for the UMP, right? Especially with all that money. So expect either a pace change or something of a little bit of different elk here. As we get underway once more. 3 players back towards this side of the map. He definitely has a UMP.
He definitely does, and blame's ahead of the smoke. This is a real promising start. Oh, a little gap perhaps. No, not quite enough to spot the legs of Nexa, and it seems G2 are not interested in contending with this smoke too much. There could be a timing here. Blame could call it clear as soon as their smoke fades.
Well, they're coming back, and Blame's still close.
Oh. Gonna be about timing here. Nexa spots him out, dinks him down. Oh, and that UMP doesn't quite finish the job. Maybe the AK spray will. Stray bullets through the smoke, and yeah, upon retreat, he does get caught.
This 4v4 seems to favor G2 right now. Hunter's even been able to upgrade into an AK here, so all is well in the world. Jack's keeping mid busy. This is a big fight against Config.
Config's pressing the issue, and they're going to join him. AmaNEk's actually rejoined with Jax. Config tucking into the tight line. I wonder if he pushes the issue. He is. Walks straight on in. 1. And traded. Okay. 50 seconds for them to piece this one together. Complexity resources now going to have to be spread across the map. It's not ideal from NiKo. Puts himself into that one-shot headshot radius as he slips
on the ladder there. JKS has left B to go now searching towards middle. There's so much proactivity here from Complexity, but they keep losing G2 in all of these moments. Poizon and Rush still over towards A. There's such a huge gap right now.
Yeah, and it's about JKS. His read on the game now will determine Complexity's chances. He has a smoke if he drops it. Yes, dude, perfect timing. 20 seconds, and you're channeled to either gray screen or walk down this single line JKS is holding. He's done well here. If he gets 1,
he needs
maybe 2. 10 seconds, G2. You're taking some liberties here. Oh no, he's missed his chance, and with 1 second to spare, the bomb's going down.
Has to be the save call. How are you getting back into this? JKS's death, it's now a 3-on-2 situation. Retaking this B bomb site, not easy at the best of times. Rush has a kit, sure, but unless they get gifted a kill or 2, how are they getting back in?
Flash for the fight. Rush, considering his options. Poizon's close as well. If he finds 1, they'll start to go. To try and wallbang Hunter. You can see the elbow. NiKo defends his cousin wonderfully. And that's the end of Rush as well. 8 for G2. They'll win the half out and only 9 rounds played.
This is Complexity's map choice here.
I want to talk about that JKS point. I can't help but feel the clock was the reason he started looking at mid, right? He's like, this is weird. There's just not enough time. It's a 50-50 where they're coming through mid. He gave up all that info. You can see he's just looking the wrong way. Peeks out. And just in time, it's actually as the clock goes 4. As the clock goes 4, it's like, what, 4.5 you need?
Oh, that's crazy, right? That timing, right? The thing is, for JKS in that situation, he's left on his own devices again, right? And that's the thing when you're an anchor player. It's really tough. It's never easy.
Oh,
great nades, one more time, and all the blameF HE will connect.
On the SMG, unfortunately. Hunter's still got a lovely bank balance he can boast. 7 grand. After dying first in 2 gunnies.
I think maybe last round he was expecting an eco. Oh, they're just continuing forward here. Jax is just going to entry up, Poizon down. And they're in.
Yeah, one of the sharpest older boys in Counter-Strike right now. Jax haven't quite got to see it yet here at IEM Cologne. First glimpse of them, and as I say that, he's given us some demonstrations. Config, good find. Knocks NiKo down. A competitive one, at least in the numbers. And why are they not checking? They're ready for it. 40 HP. Oh my lord! Config's made a round out of this. Double with the MAC-10. Isolates every duel, and now only AmaNEk to come up clutch. He has flashes. Config falls. Chance as well to isolate another. They don't have kits.
Someone has to defuse.
He has to play the time. And he doesn't quite make it out alive. His full 10-second defuse. Complexity pull a rabbit from the hat.
Fourth, they get this one.
Thank you, Config. Thank you, Config.
Think about the 2 rounds that they've gotten. Config has had 3 kills in both of them.
True.
He's had a lot of impact here, Config, and it's been needed because that one right there, the nades from Blame is what put the MAC-10 on the ground. Config's able to pick that up and profit, and only just profit, right? The fact that they line up for him right there, that's the dream scenario. If he had the pistol out, maybe it doesn't go down that way, a bullet whiffs left or right. And now G2 will take a timeout here to talk some of their options through. They still have plenty of cash to spend into the next gun round, but Complexity, to salvage this half, I think they're going to need to be looking at least 6 rounds, so you just start getting a few together consecutively.
That MAC-10. And of course, we're sitting there going, it's only a MAC-10.
Yeah.
Config goes and gets a triple kill against fully bought up G2. Oh, impressive stuff.
This is very transitional on the CT side from Complexity, right? And I think it's important, especially when you lose this ramp control. Here it is again. Yeah, look at this. He just doesn't have to let go of mouse 1. Perfect stuff there. And again, you can see the hesitance for somebody to get on the bomb. Like, if Blame dies there, JKS is getting told to defuse. If Blame doesn't convert that, JKS is left in an unwinnable one-on-one, right? Those situations like that, coming down to the finest of details. And back towards A we go. AmaNEk keeping B busy with some light util. Rush is actually going to have a little bit of a look here. Spam on through. Nexa chipped on down in the nade. It's a bit too deep.
Oh, he's so close. Rush has no idea just how close he was to drawing blood there. Both in crosshair placement. And damage done. It's Blame's chance. Finishes the job. Hunter's gone. Nexa's low. They look to be turning up the heat. And NiKo does exactly that with a bottle of flame. And not only that, isolating Rush. An advantage now for Complexity, and as discussed, this starting to feel like a mandatory CT conversion. Whoa, playing with fire. He's actually tagged up Blame in the smoke, he won't have heard it. Jax has walked on through as well, good find. It's only Jax and AmaNEk now, and it looks like Complexity have done enough. Blame on for an ace 4 in his bag of tricks already. Good to see Blame coming online as well.
They're going to let him go for the 5th here, add to that tally of aces we've had today, or they're going to play this one conservative.
Give it to him. He takes it. Blame all 5 as he picks up a must-win.
Well, unless I've missed something on the other stream, that's the 7th ace for the day, which is just wild.
I could have sworn, and I could be wrong here. I swear I've seen full events where it's like ace count 2.
Yeah,
you know, like,
that does happen from time to time, right? Today has just been phenomenal. And a lot of the aces, I would have to go back and double check, but I'm pretty sure a lot of the aces have been full buy rounds, right? We're not just talking eco bashes. We're talking like full gun rounds and man disadvantaged situations. So Blame's going to add his name to that prestigious list I was talking about earlier. Poizon down in middle. Jax has opened things up. This is happening very quick.
I don't think Poizon's had the best of starts here.
Look how happy they are to move around again. Everybody from Complexity is looking towards middle. They've completely evacuated A this time.
It's not like it's a fun site to play retake either.
They're staying quiet, right? The shift key is their best friend right now. The vertical nature of this map, sound cues can be heard easily, so you can just see how quiet both teams are being. But right now, Complexity are well and truly out of position. Config getting some much-needed info back. JKS is still going to be feeling the pressure towards B. No idea what's over the lip of those stairs. And Blame and Rush, they're not in the site to contest. So if G2 go for an execute, they're going to get a free avenue in here unless Config is a little bit quicker on this flank.
The smokes will be up. Unless Rush can peek over them from this boost box position. Ooh, smokes up. Jax was just ahead of it. AmaNEk holding the flank and does cage Config. Jax is playing with fire now. He likes this little headshot angle. Saw it before with the MAC-10. Now upgraded. He can peek over. As you can see, he's got this angle management very well drilled. Bomb down. Uncontested. I think he's got enough time to get it down and away. Yeah, NiKo pays a little bit of a price. His feet charcoal black, but he gets away. 5-3. Complexity. They're handed a really tough decision now.
It should be the save. The money's just not there to go for a round like this, but it looks like they're gearing up. Flashed on through. JKS is going to push.
Yeah, they can flash. Oh, nice find. Jax has made it 3. Just like that, round is done. G2 responding kind, and it's clean. All 5 hearts still beating, 9 for G2.
Okay, so it is just Rush who's shy of the buy here, but all in all, there are going to be a couple of omissions, like Poizon, for example, would have to be dropped across an AWP if they want to operate with that. Config has enough money to buy himself, but he has to pick and choose between what type of utility he wants to come into this round with. Blame will hook Poizon up, dropping an M4 back in exchange. Rush will be down to the Deagle. Maybe this is now when G2 change the pace and go for one of those B executes.
As you say that, we cut to NiKo, knife out towards that aforementioned site. And it's interesting, I've noticed Complexity, they lean Config to B early, just in case of any of those quick Bs. No sound cues, immediately responds to middle.
Going through their routines here. Jax with the same utility in middle. AmaNEk trying to clear out any aggression over towards B. They need to get control of this B lobby, G2, before they can really start to get any traction and play with these CT rotations. But it feels like Complexity rotate on their own accord.
Yeah, I think by posting Poizon up on Sandbag's ramp, they can afford to have a much more reinforced mid and B. I say that, that's if they can't force him off the line. Hunter's going to flash it and swing. Actually opts for a smoke. Okay, so that will kind of remove Poizon's info. Now potential for Scaff. It's actually a really well-played, well-placed smoke.
Yeah, that's got a timer on it. Poizon will have to dip back eventually.
So now information denied. They dig their heels in at B though, at least it looks like that way. JKS playing close. If Rush could just bait, fire off a shot, Dreamy take ahead. They clear him, and immediately JKS is down. It'll just down to the Deagle now. Some support as well. Good shot on the Deag. Numbers favor Cole. One more bullet required to finish off AmaNEk, and he does so with ease. Double on the Deag. And NiKo can't do a thing. Good recovery from Complexity. They didn't quite have all the pieces in the right place, but Rush keeps them at bay.
Yeah, and just with the Deagle, he had the lowest buy out of everybody there, and he had the most impact in that round. The fact that he was able to stand, delay, and do damage, great stuff, and it's forced another timeout out of G2 here. Their money, look, it's almost completely humbled. 4 of their players will be able to get the AK-47s up. No dramas. Hunter there, you can see he's already been operating in a couple of rounds with SMGs. Could go with a Galil instead if he wants as well. And this half starting to shape up to be respectable for Complexity. The way things started, not good whatsoever. We're talking 6-0 in the hole. 9-1 at one juncture. I think they're 8-1. You'd love 6 rounds on the nose here to close out the half if you are Cole. Oh, and it will just be the partial investment from G2 here. So, Tech-9s, Deagles, light util. This would really hurt the Complexity camp if they're unable to stand tall against this one. Rush into a Famis this round, so after his heroics, he's getting the lesser rifle.
Backup Config, probably not going to go anywhere this time. We discussed it, typically floats to mid, and what you can see he's...
Oh, knife out!
Yeah, and he could have got caught. I think he's okay.
The bottleneck.
Oh no, they are. They're both there, and they grouped up. Poizon reveals his location. Config has defended with ease. Nice responsibility on the M4. Ooh. Whew.
All right, that almost got out of control, didn't it? 3 players looking blind in almost the exact same quadrant of the map.
At that moment where we cut from the Tech-9s running, gunning to be, and Config with his knife out, flash, staring at the generator.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it did. He saved it nicely, but that's 5 to Colt, 9 to G2. And let's not forget that this was, what, 8-1?
Yeah.
So a recovery from Complexity, giving us a competitive map pick. This is their map pick.
Double orbs here. Config and Poizon equipping the big greens for this one.
Feeling himself, and he takes it straight to mid this time to try and catch any of that Jack's funny business. Straight up towards Scaff's side. Rush spots him just prior to the flash. There will be some bullets thrown out from short based upon that info. Nexa lives on. Poizon to punish as well. A potential wallbang on the cards should more information be found. No information now. That's a great smoke. And they just recede. Ooh, okay. Crawling silently towards JKS's domain. 2 frags. He's really been tested here on B and not necessarily passed every single time. Okay, defending himself. Extinguishes the Molotov. Tries to peek over it. What is that? Crosshair wild. He's in. And I say he. It's Jax, and he beheads another. Puts Config in the guillotine. Nexa silenced in mid. Rush there to contest, but he's losing teammates left and right. Blame now neutralized as well. Molly a little late to contest the plant. Rush making lots of noise and lots of frags, nearly another. But he's handed poizon something to work with. Not ready for NiKo. And it will be a 10-5 half. G2, they break the double digits on Complexity's map pick. Vertigo continues in just a minute. Tell your friends, stay tuned.
Oh my lord. Oh, it's so fucking close. Oh! What
I'm
the?
so good, dude. I'm so good.
Library? Oh, well, I can see you when you're playing.
Same form we know he's been capable of over the course of our online year. Back at LAN. And I'm hyped to see if the second half delivers in the same capacity. Quiet from Complexity so far. Swapping sides though, it was G2's T side where they found double digits. Machine, I'm joined by Sponge, and we're getting straight on into our second half of play. First map, second game of the day. The group stage is underway, day 3 of IEM Cologne 2021. The Glocks fancying their chances. Will they molly out that same corner? We know Hunter can thrive within. Nexa tested, quick find from Quad. It's Nexa now dancing and running out of bullets. It should be an easy one for Config. Double entry from the Dane, and he is the only one keeping his head and shoulders above water so far in the fragging department. 18, top of the server.
Oof, keep your eyes on this blameF lurk as well here. Jax is going to clear this out. How deep
Really?
is he going to go? Oh, he gets in the fight. Blame goes down. There's a chance now.
Rush and JKS, the bomb's ticking in their favor. It'd be a good time for JKS to get some confident boosting frags. Still on default, he's lost his teammate. Now was his chance. Jax denies 3, in fact. The fact he goes for that deep clear on Blame, like you're going round the corner and then some.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he went that deep. Right after he cleared the mid box, I thought that's all it was going to be, but that was a very, very important kill as part of that retake, because imagine they take the site and then you have those players from Complexity staying alive a little bit deeper. Blame comes in, sandwiches them, and they're now having to spin in a 180.
Right, and you hit that JKS, I don't know who his teammate was, but the fact that JKS is on default, it sucks a whole lot less when Blame's coming up construction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oof, yeah, rough there for JKS. He's not having a good game by any means. Needs to come alive here, and they've actually just force-board into this. Check out the Galils, an AK for Config. There's a scout in play. You could argue whose buy is looking better. G2 definitely with the utility advantage here. And that deep smoke down the ramp. Jax's aim. This is where it can do some of its biggest damage.
They flash for the swing across. That's what poizon's looking for. Scout in play. Sees him. Knows he's there. And misses his chance. Jax will get punished. AmaNEk keeps it level.
Well, they've traded out 1 for 1 here. NiKo's here to help on now. He's going to throw a molly over towards the short position and push on up. But no utility here from Complexity does mean they have to work as a team. They're going to need a trade-off of each other. They can't use utility to open these gaps. They need to use their bodies and put them on the line. Gearing up for a bit of a B split here.
Yeah, this mid-pincer, it really hinges on how much damage Hunter can do. He's in the off angle. Jiggling. Backpack spotted. Good find. That's Rush. Delivers. Nexa now is going to be on a lot of notice. They're very loud about this. They'll surely clear it. What can the MP9 do? 1 for 1. It's enough to keep it competitive. They have the site, though, and I'm not so sure NiKo is going to be able to have too much to say if he's still on a ramp. The bomb will go down, confirming their suspicions. And this second round force has worked wonders. There shouldn't be another way in. Shouldn't being the operative word. Oh, Rush was low as well. AmaNEk just didn't quite diligently clear that corner. Leaves NiKo and his M4. Blame to collect. Big find from Complexity.
Yeah, it could have got risky there. I don't know if NiKo would have looked into it, but if Blame goes down in middle, his 2 teammates over towards the side are both very, very low. So could have been on right there, but a great response. And Complexity, they have a chance now to start building a little bit of a T-side bank early. Are we going to see G2 opt for this force buy? I saw a couple of Deagles being purchased in there, but not quite sure if there was too much Kevlar behind that. They are all saving a little bit of cash here. You can see the low end of Hunter. He's left 400 in the bank balance. AmaNEk wants to get that AWP online pretty soon. He's got 1,500. So it's not an all-in by any means. So if G2 are able to get a couple of guns out of this, keep this expensive, and maybe profit off of this triple boost, gonna punish Complexity here. For these smoke to fade as Config's starting to jump on up and play behind it. This is such a hard clear. Is he even aware? Oh, no way. That's too easy for Jax. Config's down. The X factor for Complexity out early.
This could get uncomfortable now. Not only have you lost your
This flash.
highest fragger on the server, now blinded off and walking into poizon. Great recovery with the AK, tames the spray for a third. But NiKo and his Desert Eagle, the signature NiKo Mouse Sports Desert Eagle blaze, this time falls flat. 50 seconds, it's only the boy Nexa, he's hanging out with his own. But yeah, and this conservative, like extra 500 bucks, you see a lot of teams starting to respond with this kind of purchase. It's definitely threatening. One-shot headshot, those Deagles can work, and you saw what it did to Config, but this time, Complexity going to close that gap a little bit more.
Yeah, see how quick this buffer will close on up, right? Complexity are going to find themselves with a 7th here. Next is just going to see if he can take a couple more rifles away with him. JKS has been able to upgrade that Galil into an AK, so things are starting to look better for Complexity now. If they can convert the next, which should be another one of these freebies, or as close as they come these days. Scoreline 11-8, 3 rounds in it. Get that first gun round, then we're starting to really build a bit of a story. But so far, it's felt like one-way traffic for G2. Can get a couple of other upgrades coming in again here for G2 if they want, so you can see P250s one more time. They don't have to just opt for these pure USPs if they don't want to. But that was another simple approach, right? The fact that Config goes down early and then poizon's able to profit with a triple kill, that's where the round just completely changes, right? Because Jack's got that frag. If they push out and they trade, you know, even if poizon gets 2, but then he goes down and then we're in a 3-on-3, then yeah, you can start building a real chance for G2. Looks like they will be holding on to the USP, so nothing to be upgraded whatsoever. I'm going to put all their resources into the next round of play. Similar scenes here as blame's just creeping up the scaffolding here. Silent as you like.
Crosshair was in the right place there, but blame, that was the only real threat. Desert Eagle on Nexa now lies idle on the floor. The rest should just fall into place here. Nicely found. It's blame chancing to farm a couple of kills. Good about you, but I'm not worried about the flank at all.
No, not by any means. Everything's going to be fine in this one, I think. The Cousins, they're elsewhere. They've got other plans right now. They don't even want to get involved in a fight. They're just over towards mid, over towards that B bomb site, just hoping they can find someone lurking around. And that scoreline, yeah, definitely respectable at this point. 11-8, just moments away. Bomb about halfway ticked. Now, we did have Gambit ending up toppling Mouse Sports. That was a 3-map affair. That means we do get Gambit versus NIP in an upper bracket match at some point. That's going to be quite the game.
Dude, yeah, I mean, and let's not forget, I mean, completely new breed, new logo, new ninjas, but just on that the break at the half, seeing Get Right head in his hands when they finally broke through and lifted that trophy at ESL1 Cologne 2014. Now look at us 7 years down the line, and NIP's got not only that device in the roster, they're green. It's all different. Now the world is a new place for the ninjas, but upper bracket against Gambit. That is an interesting head-to-head for sure.
I'm going to be curious to see how that one goes on down, right? Because Gambit beating Mouse Sports, that's a great start to their LAN campaign. You know, lots of questions around Gambit, and I don't want to say rightfully so, but this is a team who's really come into everybody's screens in the online era. Let's focus on this gun round right here. We're back underway. AmaNEk has his AWP out. Not a single defuse kit right here for G2. So keep that in mind if we do find ourselves in a post plant. Jack's getting a little bit tricky with it. Jumping, jiggling, and baiting around that sandbag. Lob out a lot of his utility there, just holding onto the smoke, and here's this mid gap they're trying to punish.
The powerful angle, but it's predictable. NiKo should be good for one. Config strafes out. Bomb spotted. Oh, NiKo does more than he needed to. 1.5, make it 2. JKS down to 50 as well.
Oh, backpack spotted there.
Oh, that's a shame. Blame down. poizon unable to trade for the second. Jax retreating into the site. He needs to live on here. He's actually opted for default. That might be the element of surprise he needs. poizon may have spotted him there. Oh, and finishes the job from the grave. JKS handed a 1 versus 2 situation. This could really get the juices flowing for him. He's been quiet here, the Aussie.
Oh, and they're...
He's got so much time. And he's got the bomb on his back already. Half health, would love to isolate a duel, have the element of surprise to some capacity. Just hiding on the site is Hunter.
Might have to hard clear this. That's one of the only ways. If he goes for a plant, he's just going to get pounced on here if Hunter either over the top of the box or around. Molly's dropped. He's getting the bomb down, and he's sticking it.
Oh, and Hunter should have the elevated position. Oh, cleared the corner. Chance!
Oh,
dear. Hunter very quick to react. G2 posting a CT round. It's been all one-way traffic since that pistol and the recovery, that second round Galil. We saw 3 off the back of it. Now G2 post their 12th.
Yeah, a bit rough there. If JKS gets that kill, then he's in a very winnable one-on-one situation. Frazzled in the moment. NiKo getting 2, eventually traded, but that's where it all kind of started to fall apart. Plenty of money here, right? So the blame going down through this spam. Backpack either must have been spotted or he's just seen him come through one of those little gaps in the scaffolding tarpaulin. Lots of early pressure there and intent behind that. JKS trying to take the lobby control here. 2 players and AWP called.
Ouch.
That nade down to 45. Molly burning him up 2, down to 15 now. JKS is copping it round after round here.
T-side AWP as well for poizon. Now, doesn't always look influential. Depends on the hands it's in. Kenny S was one of the players I was most impressed with on the T-side AWP, just picking into the A side as Vertigo was first entering the map pool. Will they molly it?
Have 2 HEs here, so if Jax extinguishes this, or he's going to get it done by a teammate, they can double nade it.
Oh, good point, good point. They're even looking for wallbang, looking for his toes. He spots him, knocks the toenail off of him. Jax has it trimmed, dunked down by the nade. That's one way to find an opening frag. Flash for the swing of Rush. It looked like the plan, but AmaNEk catches Config prior. A dry peek from the Dane, and there's more for the CTs. Puts another name in the feed, quickly traded. blame swinging in through short, enables access to the site. NiKo working on a slight flank. Bomb to be planted as we speak. No one to contest it. So next up, coming in from snipers, AmaNEk elevator, and then the NiKo flank. It should be JKS's responsibility. He is, however, low. So that one-shot headshot from the AK is going to be his only real avenue into contesting with NiKo here. Biding the time, element of surprise. NiKo cannot be the first point of call. No smokes. Oh, Rush, what a reaction. Punishes it off the jiggle, and they're trying to get out of there now. AmaNEk spotted out. Turns his tail between his legs, and it will get away, at least with the weapons, but that is another one for Complexity, so a quick response. Straight back into the driving seat. Current scoreline of this second half, it reads 4 to Complexity, 2 to G2, but they have had no issue getting the bomb down, Chad. In fact, it's hard to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 6 rounds of play, there has been 1 round determined by eliminations. There has been bombs planted in every single round other than that.
Yeah, that's why the economy over there for Complexity is looking so good, right? That extra cash time and time again. There was the flash from JKS, and that shot from Rush there, that was huge because NiKo's intentionally going super late, so the focus is elsewhere. Rush has hit an absolute banger there. That is a round-winning kill.
By the time NiKo has jiggled, processed what he's seen, jiggled back out,
he's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead. Okay, well, we're on now. This one could start to get very, very close, especially if Complexity are able to weather the storm here. We can see the saved AWP. We know that saved M4 is in the mix. A couple of Deagles look like they're going to be bought up around that. NiKo's purchased into 1. And if they're able to convert here, Complexity have hit double digits. And they're starting to look good, but it has taken them a while to warm into things.
Yeah, I mean, from the 8-1 half, if they could just teleport to a 9-12 scoreline in the second half, I think they'd take it every day of the week. Bit your hand off for that. So a saved M4 and a saved AWP. Let's see if Complexity can just procedurally suss out where those weapons and that main threat is going to be. They're not in a rush by any capacity. There's 4 CTs leaning on this ramp fight.
Nex is the only one to deal with on the B bomb site, but he does have that M4 in his hands. If they go 1 for 1 and they stroll into the site, that's great. They'll avoid this stack, and they need to do that. The flash on down, that's some intent. blame's blind up.
If only Hunter had had a glance. All clear now. blame back turned. That's a big frag, and it's even a weapon. Hunter takes a lot of chances. Nexus M4's filled the feed as well. This is a problem. JKS is looking for him, hiding in on quad. Oh, sound cue. JKS made it all too clear. A dink, but it's the AK that thrives. He's very low. NiKo looking to finish the job. Worming his way in. JKS knocked down. poizon responds. Now that bomb is on its way in. Back off the AWPer. Rush to support him. A nice tag. Jax is going for something. I mean, it's a USP, no armor. You don't expect much from it, and Rush confirms our suspicions.
AmaNEk has a kit. There's still time for this.
Oh, Hunter spots out another big, impactful frag, and Rush does not have the health for the 1v2. He's going to have to find something quick. Try and isolate 2 individual duels. It's not promising.
Gap in the smoke?
They've got so much time as well. Potential gap, yeah. AmaNEk holds his breath, as do we. AmaNEk fakes it out. Over the smoke, sound cue, nice find, AmaNEk locks it down. G2 make it 13.
That is terrible round right there for Complexity to lose, and more so for their mindset than anything, right? Because that was just the pistols, how that started. blame goes down. Because of that, they start pushing into the B bomb site. Config gets taken down by the saved M4. JKS eventually trades, but the dink is the problem. It makes him so low, so susceptible. And this one right here, poizon, up close and personal, gets punished.
So do you think NiKo's only going for this like super lackadaisical like wide swing because he knows JKS is well ahead of the pack and he's dinked?
Yeah, because you know that the space is going to be taken, right? So he's taking a few liberties right there. If there was more players on the site, NiKo probably goes down. You could see poizon waiting for JKS's flash and the smoke to land before he crosses it as well. So Complexity, we're trying to do it by the book, and NiKo, well, he's got in the way. Heading back over towards B again here.
My suspicions suggest Rush is flashing B from all the way back at mid, yeah. Look at that.
Quick
he
on this.
completely catches Nexer off guard. He's just got his vision back, and he's deleted. Hunter only the one to contribute. This is the best chance we've seen for Complexity early. They have the site, they have the man advantage, and it looks like JKS is called upon to get that bomb down, shave some time off of that clock. And it might just be, and I hate to say it,
Save call.
yeah.
You could see there the hesitance from JKS onto plant immediately, and the reason for that is his HP, right? Everybody knows from that window position or that construction position, whatever you want to call it, that if you're in the default plant spot, the mollies and HGs land on your head every single time, right? So him not wanting to go for the plant immediately there, you could see with the thought process.
But also, I want to give some mad props. Those flashes from Rush, I've always had issues with that default box when you're just exclusively coming through stairs. But he was so blind. He did back-to-back flashes, and as we saw, by the time he actually got a chance to look at his screen, there was 3 players crossing past that sandbags line in the sand.
Yeah, the scaling and the quickness of the 2 players entering the side, it was Config and JKS was fantastic there. So Prophet, just with a bit of pace there. There wasn't a lot to that, but sometimes not necessary. So 3 guns held on to, drops possible here. AmaNEk's got 6.2. Hunter can buy himself, so they can make this one work, but starting to get close now. That gimme feels like it hurts a little bit more, right? Because if Complexity had that to pull out on a gun round and didn't lose the round against the pistols, could have been one to break the economy.
Yeah, and I mean, still, the same trend continues. 8 rounds of play and 7 of them determined with a bomb down. G2 actually burning through their last timeout here. So Malik, last chance. He's actually opted to go and give the power of friendship to NiKo there.
Everybody needs it. Take a quick look at the scores here for everybody playing at home as well. Lid in the server is going to be Config on 22. On the other side of things, you've got 19 for Jax, having a great performance, 97 ADR. NiKo with 18 and Hunter on 18. So those are 3 huge aim stars popping off here for G2 Esports. Gap smoke coming out from Rush. So they're heading back over towards A. JKS to continue to feign this B presence here. Smoke molly combo, all part of the plan. And it will just be AmaNEk and Jax over towards A, so just a 2-pronged defense. As all 5 members down towards the fork room, working their way on up the ramp.
AmaNEk has support of Jax. Now molly will force the fight, or at least force him wide. Drops the smoke to hold the line. Oh, good damage. Oh, good damage. NiKo that's come in to support. They're actually going to be struggling to find the CTs in all that smoke and chaos, and the bullets just keep going. Good God, look how many trades. It's down to just 2 versus 1 with still 60 seconds of play. A full brawl on the ramp. And G2 come out on top, albeit
re-aggressing
by a Nat's wing. Blame should have it. Nice quick adjustment, leaves us in a 1v1.
He knows Nex is the B holder.
Is that bomb retrievable? It's wide open. If Nexa holds the line, he'll actually... Yeah, he has the bomb. It's his. Blame's even considering a flank, so Nexa is a completely unknown entity. I feel like Blame, the more he waits for this flank that's never coming, his chances dwindle.
There's no way he's going to clear Sandbag this late. Just the fact that Nexa has the balls to cross on over, and the fact he's here so early. Blame's going to pick up the bomb and walk into the site. He won't consider this position at all.
He looked like he is. Would he hard clear it? He can't afford to. He can't afford to. He could be anywhere.
No way, no way!
I can't believe it! His brain is swelling! Blame cracks the code and Nexa with such a ballsy play. Castrated.
What on earth? I cannot believe he cleared that. Did someone on his team call he spotted feet under the sandbags or something?
I don't know.
He took so many glances at that position.
I can't, like, he's considered A as well, but he's just strafing out back to the entire site.
What's he spotted there? Just the conviction to go for a clear like that. Look what this has done to G2's money situation
hello,
now.
Swing round. Good to see you.
Oh, well, they've had a couple of issues here against the Pistols complexity. This would be another herder. They cannot go down to just some upgraded pistols once more. Blame up to the usual antics. Smoke, jump up to Scaff, clear on out, play over the smoke with a bit of the one-way. The Deagles have been heard. They know what type of buy they're working with. The booster being cleared. Everything considered so far from this half.
Blame's got the game brain on today. All right. Just the first map of this series, and it is going a whole lot closer than it initially felt like. G2 tested now. Blame, oh, looking very sharp. blameF, 2.5. Hunter, only the CZ, got nothing more to say about it, and this one will close the gap to just a single round.
Oof, didn't think we were going to get to this point here. Next is going to be good to find anything. Look how far forward Config is. Execution, Nexa goes down. Last man standing yet again, but the guns, well, they have to come out. G2 need to start contesting here. Both teams with weak CT sides. We've seen these default rounds time and time again, and maybe, just maybe, it could be a change for complexity in the water here. We saw that B pounce. That was nice. That's going to keep Nexa on his toes. Blame's been getting away with his antics more often than not over towards A. Looks like JKS is doing much of the same over towards B, just this routine time and time again. Nexa forced forward. Config here as well, so more pressure towards B and shots through the smoke. Not far off from landing there for Config. And now they're working middle. So this is a change in tack. They tried this before. NiKo got 2 and JKS traded. This is a strat they've already tried to run complexity. They're giving it a second crack.
They're doing so entirely silently. Next will have no information to relay. NiKo is going to be the canary in the coal mine, but he's just holding that sandbags cross, so it could be go from all to nothing, a single flash. It looks like Hunter's going to be on the other side of things as well. It's rushed to have a look. Nice force. Hunter should respond, and oh, they both strike from either side. A crossfire dismantles the complexity mid-split.
And they're not going to clear Nexa here. He might get one for free onto poizon. Yeah, looking the wrong way. poizon goes down, and now it's just Blame. 1 on 5.
Checks the sandbags again, not this time.
Okay.
All right, G2, they will extend that gap again, running away. And you can see the kill distributions over, looking at our scoreboard here. 20 frags at the top end for the boys of G2, 23 to be specific from Hunter. And Config, we talked about, he was on 18, he was still managing to keep himself as the highest performer in the server, as they've clawed this back from the clutches of defeat. Jax nearly made a meal of that.
One of the problems we're looking at here for G2 is they're yet to string 2 consecutive rounds together here on this CT side. So if complexity bounce back like they have done, and they get another spree of rounds, might see this one tied out. Remember that CT side of the economy, it can be very fragile. Blame doing a lot of talking here. Okay. Rush,
it's so
trying
good.
to make him feel confident.
It's so good to be back at LAN. I can't quite get over it yet. It doesn't quite feel real. I'm just like, is this just like a VOD we're casting over? Is this reality?
Oof, more confidence out of Config there. All right.
Getting your blood pumping because it's getting mine.
They might be going fast onto A here.
Let's go. Okay. Oh, and AmaNEk's looking for info. He could get caught out. He drops a very defensive incendiary. And look at the damage it's done. They're ready for it. That perfect incendiary continues to nearly take down poizon. Licked down to 4. But Config
Huge
takes
shot.
the pick. Will they charge? Will they commit? It looks like they want to. Gap in that smoke. AmaNEk, as it fades, is found. A nice find. Jax is dead too. Complexity
They're both flanking.
straight back.
They're both coming behind. There's no way into this one. They have to save.
Just like that. A pickup of the pace. Battered, bruised, singed, I should say. But not a single body dropped. Complexity going to make this 13. And as you discussed, the fact that no consecutive CT rounds have been placed by G2, they're going to be sent once again back into some economic strife.
Yeah, this is one of the situations where maybe Complexity might want to consider a chase in 1 or 2 of their members. But their money's not great either. poizon's just scavenged himself an AWP. He may have thrown that away because he's picked back up into the AK-47 here. So maybe just wanting to operate with these rifles throughout. But we're going to continue to stay close here. 1 round the difference. poizon's walking into the den here. He'll go down for sure. Has to get out of that bomb radius regardless. 4 will survive. And here we go again. Okay, okay. Complexity bringing some fight here. This has been 2 great T-halves from both teams. Pace changes, different looks.
I haven't seen as much from Complexity towards that B side, but they haven't needed to.
Oh, they will get the buyout here, G2, so they've had enough with the loss bonus in play to make this one work. Util for everybody, lacking Molotovs on Jack. Jax?
Why does
We get that Z in.
why does that make him sound like a completely different person? Who the hell is Jack?
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Someone told me I had Captain Jack Sparrow energy the other day. I don't know if it was a compliment or not.
I think it's a compliment.
Yeah,
He's a lovable character.
An alcoholic pirate.
Yeah, but he's a lot of fun, isn't he?
Sweet.
Look at all the nades they've siphoned through early here on the G2 side. Couple smokes, 1 Molotov, 1 flash, 2 HEs. Not a lot to work with in 1:20 on the clock. Posturing towards A. Molly hasn't landed exactly where Complexity would have loved it to.
They're low on Util. Complexity, surely, the more this round transpires, the more advantage they may have if they can get that execute in place. That's if. Testing stairs. Nexa to be the first on the contact. He might react to the sound cues. It's all about... Oh, he just underhands the flash, and it's already a bit of a problem. Hunter, what is that from Hunter? Left and right, and good night, a third as well. The bomb secured. Complexity fall flat into the B site. I mean, fair play on the first, but finding 2 more, that's a Hunter special. Good play, angle management from Jax. He makes it look easy as G2 snatch away the 15th, and they do it so quickly. There's been so much resistance in these previous rounds. Now seeing G2 post it, we still haven't seen them find 2 consecutive rounds, but this could be the buck of the trend. So great first. It's this second and the audacity to peek out for a third. Crosshair was on him. poizon a bit late on the spray. And this is what I'm talking about. Angle management just constantly gets the info safely. Pre-fires on the return. G2, that's 2 opportunities to secure Complexity's map pick here in the start of their best of 3 series. Upper bracket. Dust 2 next, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed. Mirage is the third, and JKS has just found one. Next has gone down towards B, just the spam on through. That is a big opening. JKS has been struggling in this map. That could be the opening they're looking for. Nade chips down NiKo. The cousins are both on this B bomb site. But there hasn't been too much success with Complexity finishing B. They had the 1 round with the pop flash where they got in and they win the round against the save. Heading back over towards A, just a slow crawl. Another nade through the smoke, and that one will land. AmaNEk copped it as well.
What's Jax up to? He's actually going for a walk down. Just in the nick of time, he's tucked in. This is a powerful angle from Jax.
They might not clear this now.
He could do a lot, either a flank or a multi as they swing up. Looks like a change of plan from Complexity as well. So 4 to 4, time check, 60 seconds, and it does look like they're starting to recede. Jax is ahead of the Util.
Oh, they're going to think there's no way they can pick from the gap. Jax can clear this in any moment now. NiKo and AmaNEk are both over here towards A. There is a gap right now, but the fact that Complexity have to stay completely quiet, the rotation may end up back in time. They're even boosting towards this B site, and Rush is making noise.
Hunter's smart. Will he pre-aim that boost? He even is. Oh, it's a good angle. Just looks away as they cross. Hunter's unprepared for this.
Here comes the rotation.
Still strikes. You can't get 2. Good damage, though, onto JKS. 20 seconds, no contest. They've pulled the CTs out of position. It's enabled the plant, and we've got ourselves a 3v3. This is for their honor. This is for their defense of their map pick. Util check, not much. An incendiary and a flash. It looks like NiKo to set up the AmaNEk swing. Jax just about arriving in time. Here we go. No one's going to get caught by that. Jax the molly to force the fight from quad side. Already blame. Short work of the first. And it looks like Complexity will take us all the way. The full 30 rounds to be played here on our first map.
Oof, take a deep breath. I cannot believe this. There has not been 2 consecutive CT-sided rounds in this half. Complexity are able to bounce back every single time they've lost one. And now look what that's done to the money over there for G2. You got NiKo and Nexa. They're not working with a lot. Jax, AmaNEk, Hunter, they can all buy, sure. Money's not even great over there for Complexity. Sure, they had 3 players stay alive. They can drop, they can make it work.
Yeah, but this is going to be like the fact that there's so much weight on a round when no one's really got what they want.
Yeah, it's been very tight throughout.
A product of what we've just been discussing, yeah.
What's the play, though? Surely Complexity don't just try and go for something over towards B. They've had very limited success. I know they won it there, but that was through playing the Pendulum. JK's got a freebie onto Nexa.
And if I'm G2, in terms of your setup, you're just surely going to have to anticipate that B is not going to be a priority after so many failings on it for Complexity in terms of conversion, that's the word I was trying to say. Let's get into it. Galil sacrifice for Rush, but it doesn't look too bad for Complexity. CTs as well, 2 Deagles. As your standard util is dropped out. Looks like blame's going to make an early headway towards that scaff position. The incendiary forces him forward. That's the update I'm not interested in. Virtus Pro 11-11. More and more from Big Clan.
4v5 now, and blame's the one who's gone down. They're just heading towards A. They're continuing this. NiKo's flash could be everything. They're going to pick on it.
Yeah, there's no smoke available. What does he do? Oh, okay, fine. Save bailed out by Jax. That was the last of their util. But they're about to strike. Multiple ports of call. Nice from JKS to respond. AmaNEk's down, and now Rush comes alive from short. It's NiKo's Deagle to defend. Bomb's loose. There's plenty of time. That man advantage perhaps nullified by the double Deag. Now, a matter of time. JKS knows exactly where NiKo is. Config working up short. NiKo taking some pot shots. They might want to let them pick up that bomb. Play the numbers. Take contact at the same time. Battling for overtime. It's Config.
Spotted him.
Up, and he's going to fall as well. Looks like G2 1 frag away. JKS quiet and silenced. Does G2 take it? 16-14. What a performance. They snatch away Complexity's map pick. Vertigo goes the way of the Samurai. And Dust 2's up next.